Yeah, you know how I feel.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Jackie here, your Freedom Empowerment Mentor, and I'm so excited for you to check out one of the other fabulous Freedom Support Team members and coaches that'll be supporting you in the Mastermind community that I talk about. This Freedom Creator Mastermind, I got to tell you, has been a heart project for me for the last 2 years. And yep, exactly. And this is why you're gonna love how I chose very carefully the people that I wanted into this group. And this one I can't you if you're friends with me on Facebook, you see me talk about her all the freaking time because I'm always doing the tips and tricks that she teaches us. And I'm constantly saying, and thank you, Anna, thank you, Anna, all my posts as I'm grounding in the ground. Okay, I don't want to let the secrets out of what you do, but um, so yeah, so today I want to introduce you to Anna, who's part of again the Freedom Creator Mastermind, and I'm going to tell you more about that at the end of this call. But let me introduce you to I call her my wellness person for this program, but she's way more than wellness, and I'm going to let her tell you about that. So she's it's wellness without the price tag. I'm going to put it that way, because there's such um a false sense of we need to buy this and do this and do all these things, and it's just not true. And she's going to prove that to you, especially if you come into the mastermind with us and join our community. You'll get her every month. Each one of these coaches, you get 90 minutes per month plus the Facebook group where they'll support you in. Without further ado, let's hear about Anna. Tell me about yourself, girl. Tell the peoples.
Let's see, where do I start? I'll tell you first a little bit about my journey and how I became interested in what I do. I lost uh, I lost my sister very unexpectedly to a very fixable health issue in 2014, and basically she died from a lifestyle disease. And lifestyle diseases are 70% of the reasons why we go to visit doctors. Um, so it took me a little while after that because my mom got sick and time passed and things like that. She passed, time passed, things passed. Um, and then I woke up one day and I have two daughters and I realized that nobody was coming to save me. That I had to figure it out for myself. Let me tell you something, man. That's a big responsibility. When you realize that, hey, this life is your life and it's yours to figure out. That's like an aha moment. So that started my journey. And up until that point, I yo-yoed with diets up and down. I pretty much tried every diet probably known to man. Um, so that kind of has it's caused me not to like the word diet, and to kind of move away from the diet industry, which is $1 billion industry. Again, so you're going to take me down this rabbit hole of why I do what I do. But anyway, I tried every diet known to man. I never could stick to anything. And then I discovered over 5 years ago something that's called time restricted eating. And some of us know it as a version of intermittent fasting. So I started taking control of my health through time restricted eating. And then along the journey, I learned some other really cool things. Um, that was like the tip of the iceberg of how to learn how to start listening to my body, because our body is filled with ancient wisdom.
Mm.
We have wisdom innate to us. It is passed down through generations. It is just if you think about our body design, it hasn't changed in 10,000 years, and 99% of our DNA is the same.
Mm.
So things like time restricted eating is coded on our DNA. So anyway, that's kind of how I got started on my journey. And since then, I started to learn to incorporate our natural cycles. And we see our natural cycles every day in nature. But again, we're so left brained that we think we're smarter. And we've kind of have gotten away from, and I'll use the word innate again, what is innate to us. And there are two things that are innate to us. Ready? One is health,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you why I'm talking about both of them. One, our body wants us to be healthy. Again, that's we are designed toward that goal. Um, but unfortunately, we are victims of a modern lifestyle. Readily accessible food, light, um, LED lights, fluorescent lighting, artificial lighting. We spend 93% of our time indoors now. So we become victims of our modern lifestyle. As it relates to love, love is innate. Again, love is
Mm-hmm.
programmed within us, but through beliefs and conditioning, we kind of have gotten away from that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why one of the foundational things that we're going to talk about is something that makes a lot of us women very uncomfortable, and that is called self love.
You don't know me.
Well, I will tell you, I had lunch with a friend of mine today, and well, not lunch, but we met for coffee because we're going to do some workshops together. And she's a lifestyle coach, but
Hmm.
um, I brought up the word that kind of icky word, self love, and I watched her in her, and I knew I told her, hey, I know you're going to kind of bounce around in your seat, and sure enough, she was like squirming in her seat. But what
Mm-hmm.
we have to realize is the most powerful act of self love is tending to our beautiful homes.
Hmm.
And those beautiful homes are our bodies.
Yes. Yes.
So we're very good
Mm.
about caretaking our cars and our physical home and our kids and our spouses and partners and parents, but we are horrible when it comes
Hmm.
to taking care of us. So
So
that's
can
kind of like
you?
that's kind of like the
Okay.
foundation of my approach.
Hmm.
Um, because you can't change something you hate.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I just from experience in my own 5-year journey so far, depending on when you're watching this video, it's like that that was the foundation. I didn't realize was the foundation until I realized it was the foundation. And then all of a sudden, like you realize how much you just don't love yourself, how much you're not when you learn how to love yourself. It's such a contrast. And you're like, this is what it's about. And so a lot of you might be listening and they're like, no, I like myself and I love myself. And see how I said like, right? And that's what
Yeah.
we'll do. We'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
I like myself. And it's like, no, no, do you really love yourself? And loving yourself, there's so many different ways, and we won't go into everything because that could be a 40-minute video,
Mm-hmm.
or more. But there's another piece that I learned a lot from you that I'd love you to just touch on is like this whole concept of circadian rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you've probably seen in all my posts now. I'm like, nature's my medicine, nature's my medicine. And that's like a statement I got from you of just like nature is truly your medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And now for those of you like I'm recording this at a time that I'm with my dad and I literally stand out in the grass barefoot. And my dad's like, you're great, my 92-year-old father that I'm caretaking for. He's like, you're crazy. He's like, what are you standing in like the cold grass and then the cold water from the rain in the grass? And I'm like, because it makes me feel better. It like rejuvenates me after like lack of sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
because, that's kind of what's going on now. And so, so tell if you could just touch on the circadian rhythm, that would be awesome. Because that's a word that's going to be utilized in this.
It, it's part of the cycle that we'll talk about. It's a cycle that exists in nature. It's a cycle again that is coded in our DNA. So there's that word again, innate. It is innate to
Hmm.
us. But
Hmm.
again, our modern lifestyle has disrupted that rhythm. And it's very easy and simple and effective to get back to it. Time restricted eating is part of that rhythm. And it's part of what we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But again, I talked about we're houseplants now and we spend 93% of our time indoors, where when we start kind of embracing our natural rhythm and correcting our circadian rhythm, we're going to spend time outdoors.
Hmm.
And nature is healing. And
Hmm.
you just said that, and it is 100% correct. Nature is healing. So, what we're going to talk about, or my portion of the mastermind, is going to be very powerful and transformative because I'm going to lay down very specific tools that people can pick up to kind of transform their health.
Hmm.
Um, and we're going to talk about the rhythms in nature and the rhythms within our body,
Hmm.
starting with circadian rhythm, but also talking about the elements of earth, fire, water, and wind, and
Hmm.
how to incorporate those elements into your daily practices for health and longevity and focus. I mean, I can go into 50 things that it's going to improve your sleep. Um,
Yeah.
so many things we're going to learn together.
And
Um,
I can tell you that just from my personal, like, shorter term, experience with you so far. Like, I mean, it's not like we've been together for years or we've known each other for years, even though we feel like we have.
No,
But we've known
we
each other
haven't
since
even known each
April.
other a year yet.
We've
I mean,
known
we're
each
coming
other
up on
since
a year.
we're actually at 6, 7, 8 months. So we've known each other for 8 months. And I feel like I've known her forever, but the coolest part is like everything that she teaches. And when you said you've done all the diets and everything, I was laughing. I'm like, yep, uh-huh. Tried everything, tried um the protein drinks, the fish and broccoli only thing, and like the even at
Low
7 years
carb.
old, 7 years old, I was put on like the Scarsdale like grapefruit and sweet toast at like 7.
Wow.
You can just name it, like it's been a journey, right?
Hmm.
And now I simple things like I get out in the sun in the first 2 hours of the day or the last 2 hours of the day. I um uh ground like we spoke earlier. um the window thing I've done. I'll tell you, we'll talk offline out of this video about my time frame here.
Uh-huh.
And but here's the thing, like if every piece doesn't work for a period of time that Anna teaches you, at least one of them will, and it'll still help you. Like like if it's not like, because like life happens, right? So like I don't sleep at night with my dad right now in this scenario. Um and what helps me through the fact that I haven't been able to consistently sleep is I go ground,
Hmm.
right? And I breathe and I put my face in the sunshine for
Hmm.
at least 20 minutes a day. I move my body. So those things I can control. If I
Right.
can't control the piece of this, it doesn't mean like it all goes out the window.
Exactly.
Whereas that's how every diet has been.
Hmm.
Like every time like you fall off the 60-day, 30-day, whatever wagon, you're like, and then you start to fall off more of whatever that you were doing. You
Right.
can't fall off of sunshine.
No.
It's like you don't have to purchase it anymore. Like you don't
Hmm.
have to purchase, you can't fall off of putting your feet in grass, technically. You don't have to purchase it. You
No.
can't say, oh, my order didn't come in, or
Hmm.
you can't say I left my shakes at home, and
Hmm.
so that's what I love about it, is that it's all accessible. What she teaches, it's just it's again, it's the habits, and every coach that you've heard from, that if you've watched all the videos, um it's habit stacking to create, this way of being that gets you back to, I like to say, and tell me if I'm wrong because you're the coach on this, I like to say get back to what we were born with, like we were created with, from the
Hmm.
day, and like created in our womb, even before like the full, because stuff happened while we were in that womb, like generational, like stuff like that.
Right.
And that's separate from this, and we're going to also
Separate.
work
Yep.
on that within the program, and that's kind
Hmm.
of the work I do, and then actually someone else in my program does that too. So we're going to have all these pieces covered for you when with the full support team that we have. And so you've heard, like there's the financial person with Ginny, you've got communication, relationships, confidence stuff with Karen, you've got technology with Angela, and you've got the business simplified with Susie, who can kind of see what's missing and what where the gaps that need to be plugged in to get your foundation right on your and building your business. um
But
and then
can I
Anna's the
just
one who
add
ties
to
it all
that?
together. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
just need to say that because I mean, first of all, we got a group of badass women.
Mm-hmm.
Truly we do.
Are you
And,
freaking
it's a collective versus, like you had pointed out many times, individual. Where I come in, because you might say, well, I'm an entrepreneur. Our inside world, our outside world is reflective of our inside world.
mm-hmm.
And I am here to help you put that in balance. Like you said, the way we were born, your circadian rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
um, self-love, things that we were born with. So how this impacts you as an entrepreneur or as you're building a business is that eventually, well, all the time, your outside world will reflect your inside world. So we're going to help you
Sweet.
get that right. And as you pointed out, it's nothing to buy. One thing I will teach you is that what you need, the planet Earth, is still here. I mean, I think she's middle aged like we are. Um, so she's going to be here a lot longer than any of the Atkins and the shakes and the Optavia, and not to throw anything, but these programs that
Mm-hmm.
were sold the quick fixes on. Um, she'll be here longer
Mm-hmm.
and give you everything you need. So I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of wanted to point out that as an entrepreneur, that we need to take care of the inside
Mm-hmm.
because it will reflect on our outside. So it will
And I'll tell
eventually
you,
impact our business.
to that point, like I, without that, like it's so much harder to do the business when like you're not feeling right inside here, like the inner knowing, the second brain, and then the heart and the head. Like if we don't feel right in those areas, um, it's like pushing like that boulder up the hill to do your business. And so we could probably talk for hours. So to keep this short and sweet,
Oh,
which is
sorry. See, you
no,
don't, you don't want me to go down these
no,
rabbit holes.
me too, me too. Funny story. I'll tell you a funny story about rabbit hole later on. Um, so let me ask you, like, so we met, like when we met, like you jumped right into one of my retreats and you joined the community that way, which was like taking a sip from a fire hydrant, right? To a retreat
Hmm.
of 17 women and staying in a house under a roof with people like you just met me and now you're just meeting all these women,
Hmm.
which I was so impressed with because that shows me that kind of action taker you are, but also how much you do value community. You stepped right into it. So how important, or what do you value about a mastermind community?
Wow. That's again, that's another rabbit hole because I believe that women together are stronger.
Hmm.
Kind of like a rising tide raises all ships. Uh, that for a long time, I think at younger, we're told that we compete against each other,
Hmm.
and there's still a lot of that may exist in our culture, but it's not in this program. And this program teaches you that we're here to support each other and that we're more powerful together. And then we kind of step into that.
Hmm.
So as you said, like you and I met online because we belong to a networking group, and we talked, and I'm like, I just need to be in your energy. And then I did that. And then I dove right into the retreat with 17
Hmm.
women that, I never met before, including Jackie.
So good.
So that was, but oddly enough, like we have to follow our energy
Hmm.
and we need to be true to that. And for whatever reason, that's where the pull was. The gravitational pull, again, to use my, kind of earth, was to go to that seminar. And we have to start trusting that.
Yeah.
Again, it's innate to us.
Yeah.
So that's what this program brings. It brings
Yes.
some really, really amazing women together to love, support, and uplift.
Yes.
And how freaking powerful is that?
Just gave me goosebumps.
Truth bumps, girl. I got
Truth
them too.
bumps.
I
Truth
got them
bumps.
too. Truth bumps. But
I
it's
love
it's
it.
true.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of women like think they have to do this alone, right? Like we got to do
Mhm.
this. Like I know I was I'm the recovering. No, I think I've already recovered, but I'm like that was the I got it girl. Like I can do it. I got it. I don't need your help. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Um, And one of my biggest passions about this project, of all the things I've put together, is you can only, sometimes in stages of our business, we can only put out so much finances to get the support we need. And so I was like, how can I put all the support into one place so that people can tap into what they need? It's like a buffet. Like if you don't need the financial person, you're still going to learn from her because she's freaking amazing. You might have your own advisor, but you might learn the mindset behind money that she's going to work on, the freedom mindset behind it that helps you with the advisor, right? But
Right.
but if you don't, I mean, there's not a single coach I can't imagine not liking, just in my personal opinion. But if you don't have to go. And I've been in programs before, but the fact that it's all and I've not chosen not to continue going to see certain coaches just
Right.
because they weren't aligned with me. Nothing against the coach, they were amazing, but they just weren't aligned with me. And you get to make that choice,
Right.
and you get to choose to be with all six of us. And the 7 touch points throughout the program, there's 7 touch points a month, 2 of them with me because we're going to get this thing here, and then Anna works on this thing here and this thing here, and we're all going to help support whatever it is that you need. And here's the key to this program. It's like a three-legged stool. You're looking for accountability, support, and a curated system. And if you don't have the right accountability, the right support system, and you don't have a curated system that fits for you, not everybody else, it just doesn't work.
Hmm.
This development, this future growth, and all that stuff doesn't work because we're trying to be someone else and do something else. And every coach that I picked is going to make sure that they're on your map, not ours. We're here to support, but it's got to be, like she said, innate to you, but
Hmm.
you don't know what that stuff is, and we help pull that out in you. We
Right.
help pull you out of you, right?
It's your journey. and we're
Yes.
here. We're your guideposts.
Hmm.
So, and as you said, like we're going to expose you to a lot of different things: finance, tech, mindset. With Jackie, what she does with the mind. Well, you're going to have a confidence coach and Jackie, and she teaches all about all types of different mindset and freedom, and just the keyword freedom with her. So I would encourage everybody to at least come with an open mind, because I feel like even as coaches or entrepreneurs, we can always
Hmm.
learn,
Hmm.
um, and kind of go from there.
Yeah,
Because again, it's your journey, and we're here to support you.
absolutely.
So,
And if you're listening to this before the end of 2023, got a little deal going that you get
awesome.
30% off. And if you're interested in that, you're listening to this most likely. There's a link in the comments, or if you're listening to this from the actual sales page, then there's a link right there for you to move forward. And the coupon for that is Freedom 30. And but that'll only be active till the end of the year. But still, and that's 777. That comes out to 777 a month for all,
Wow.
like all of these people, like this
I wish
whole
I had
support
that when I
system.
started my journey.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then it moves up to 1111 a month, which again, all of that, like you're
Yeah.
not spending the 5, 6, 7 thousand dollars I was spending 2 years ago, where I was like, and then you have all these different voices, they're not on the same page. That's what I love about this container too, is that we're going to be meeting periodically about you guys, about you, and curating, making sure like, okay, Jackie spoke about this in this my meeting, and Jackie spoke about this in my meeting. So now, like, wait, okay, make sure you help her with this, and we're gonna like curate it to you, not our agenda, and we're here, we're your guideposts, like she said. So I'm super excited for well, I'm just blessed to have you in my life, first of all. So thank you.
I
And I'm
feel the
blessed to
same
have you in
way,
this
girly.
program. we just yeah, we can't. Well, anyway, that's a whole like cheese fest we could go on what we think about each other. Um, but do you see that? Okay, and I want to add one more thing. These 10-minute videos never last only 10, because I am blessed with folks like Anna in my life because of the fact that I did the work on me, what she described. Exactly what she described is I learned how to love myself so that I can and then I can attract quality relationships like Anna, which I worked 30 years in the restaurant industry. And do you know there's not a single person from that industry that I was friends with that I am still friends with today? It has nothing to do with the friendship or the person, it has to do with how much I was willing to let in
Hmm.
and how much I was willing to get close to a relationship. And I wasn't, because I didn't get close to this relationship, you know? And
Yep.
so I'm excited for them to have you and experience you. And we'll have a private Facebook page, a Facebook group for everybody for any follow up. You get to meet 90 minutes a month with Anna. And then like the Facebook group will have all the stuff, all the videos and everything. And I would just like to ask, what's some final words you'd like to leave with them?
Well, final words. I'll say this again. It's kind of random, but I had alluded earlier that we can't change things that we hate. And
Mm.
there's only one thing that drives out hate, and that's love. So come to our container where we will scoop you up in love and support, and help you along your journey. Not make it our
Mhm.
journey, but help you along your journey. And I'll tell you again, I mean, got some badass women, some very powerful coaches, and this is a kick-ass program, ladies. I mean,
Mhm.
it's really going to be off the charts, and I'm so excited to be part of it. And thank you for including me.
Ah.
And I can't wait to meet all these beautiful, wonderful souls out there who are going to enter our world.
All right, one last thing, and I promise for whoever's listening, one last thing. How can they get in touch with you if they want to actually reach out to you directly? They see this video and they're like, you know what? I want to make sure I vibe with her before I join this program. How do they reach you?
So right now, probably Facebook is the best.
Mhm.
Anna Boyer Jennings, and I'm also on Instagram at Anna Boyer Jennings. You can message me there on either of those two platforms. And then early next year will be additional ways of communication. But for right now, that's it.
That's my quickest way too. I have the website and I have the other things, but I always want people to come be friends with me on Facebook, because I gotta tell you, if you're friends with Anna, you're gonna have this amazing walk with me post like periodically that she puts out that I'm always like so like, wow, she's talking to me.
And that's what I was just going to say
So,
about you. Like we both put a lot of really good content on our
yeah.
Facebook pages. So
And if
that's
you just become friends with us from this video, then that's going to change your life alone, whether you join this program or not. And so we look forward to having you in the program. If not, come be friends with us on Facebook. And if you have any questions, reach out to us directly. She's going to be tagged, obviously. You see she's tagged in this stuff. And if you know me, if you're getting this, you know me. Any questions, and if you're watching this, any time of the year, please reach out anytime and let us know if you need any support and help. Okay. Much love, guys.
absolutely.
Thank you, Anna, for having hearts. And we'll talk to you soon,
All
guys.
right. Thanks.